Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome back into a new lecture, lecture 63. Dear students, this is class first year and I am your teacher Adnan Anam. My dear students, in previous lectures which were about chapter 12, in chapter 12, circulatory system was explained and which different components of the circulatory system like heart, which is a very important pumping organ in the human body, which is responsible for the pumping of the blood into the body and then collecting the deoxygenated blood and then it's into lungs. Then we discuss heartbeat and its control, and then the conducting system of the heart was discussed, blood vessels were discussed, and the last topic was the lymphatic system. My dear students, today I am here to start the final chapter of the syllabus, which is immunity. So in this chapter, we will study immunity, concepts of immunity, what is immunity, we will define them, types of the immunity, and then what sort of mechanisms are present in our body which provide us the immunity. So in this chapter, we will study first line of defense, second line of defense, third line of defense. So after studying this chapter, we will be enabled to know all about the immune system in the human body, that how it protecting us from the pathogenic, external pathogenic attacks. So let's start this chapter, and the first thing we will do is the definition of the immunity. Immunity is the ability of organism to protect the body from pathogenic attacks. And immune system is the system which is performing that function. The immune system usually consists of the white blood cells and along with certain proteins. Now, the types of the immune system, if we talk about the types, the two types usually it have. One is called a specific immune system. And the second one is called non-specific. A non-specific immune system is innate. Innate means you get it by born. You get that immunity from the parents, and usually it is not specified for a particular pathogen. While in case of specific immunity, it is not innate. It is not innate, and it is specified for the particular, or it is adaptive, specified for particular pathogenic attack. Dear students, let's make a diagram and that diagram will help us. This is life. First is the first line of defense. First line of in first line of defense we have skin, in which different glands are there along with ciliated epithelium and some acid secretion in the GI tract. Along with that, some mechanical support is also provided. Mechanical protection is also provided. Now, this is the first line of defense. The second line of defense this is second line. The second line of defense consists of the action of macrophages, along with and this is third line of defense. Inflammatory responses, temperature responses, secondly, certain protein, complementary proteins, the complementary proteins, and the last line of defense, which is the specific defense line, and that is being developed by the T and B lymphocytes. Out of these three lines of defense, outer two are the non-specific. These two lines of defense are the non-specific. But the third one is the specific. So bacteria, virus, protozoans, they will, if they try some fungus, if they try to attack first, the first line of defense will respond. If they breach the line of, if they breach the line and they just got entry, then the second line of defense will respond. If they breach the second line of defense, then they will enter into the third line of defense, which is a highly developed immune response system. It will respond. If third line of defense is breached, then the person will get ill and disease will be caused. So just imagine, my students, that how Allah Jalla Shanuhu has developed an immune system to protect ourselves from the different diseases. Sometimes we got a disease and then we say that, oh my God, oh my Allah, why I got such They don't know that every day these pathogens, these are our real enemies, which usually attack on our body every day, in every second of life. They are ready for the attack, and this is the immune system which is protecting us from these pathogenic attacks. But really, sometimes they breach all the lines and they just come to us and we got ill. So my dear students, it's a very elaborate system in our body which is responding to the external pathogenic attacks. So let's start first line of defense. What type of mechanisms are present in the first line of defense? First line of defense. The first line of defense, it is important to tell you this is innate and it is non-specific. The first organ is skin, which provides us immunity. Now the skin as usually is the largest organ by size in the body. By size, not by function. By function, liver is the largest organ. The largest organ, and it usually consists of the two layers, epidermis and dermis. Dear students, the epidermis is a non-living layer which has no blood supply. Further, it also has 5 layers. It has pigments, color pigment like melanin. But the important one is the dermis, which is a living layer. The dermis consists of the many glands, 2 of which I will mention. The dermis consists of the sweat gland. The sweat gland secretes sweat, and this sweat is salty water, and thus it protects us from the bacterial infection. That bacteria can't flourish here. When it dries up, then many infections can become, and along with that cooling effect. Second gland is sebaceous gland. Which secrete a oily secretion called sebum. That sebum consists of a natural antibiotic antibiotic, and which is called as lactic acid, which inhibit the growth of bacteria and fungus. Along with that, it keeps the skin oily, thus decreasing the chance of production of cracks in the skin. So this is about the skin, that how skin is providing the immune system or the immunity. The second one is the digestive tract. Digestive tract consists of, especially if we talk about the stomach have a strong acid of HCl, whose pH is 2, which is, it means it's a strong acid, so thus many pathogens, if they want to enter through digestive cavity, they will be killed in the GI tract. Along with that, pancreatic juice, they also inhibit the growth of pathogens. The third one is the respiratory tract. In the respiratory tract, we have ciliated epithelium, which is glandular. Ciliated epithelium, which have mucus secretion also. Along with, they have some fine structures called cilia. When the fine dust particles, they want to get entry through respiratory tract, they get stick with these cilia, and they thus make it immobile to move to inside lungs, to protecting us from the pathogenic attacks. Now, dear students, this is all about the first line of defense. We will move towards the second line of defense. Dear students, now let's start second line of defense. It is also a non-specific type of defense system. It's not innate, means we never get them from the we never develop it for the specific pathogen, but this is for all pathogens. It's not it is innate. It is innate, right? That we inherit. And we have a standing army of natural killer cells and some inflammatory responses. But first mechanism that the second line of defense can adopt, that is killing of blood cells. Killing of blood cells can be carried out by phagocytes. Now, phagocytes are specific type of cells which engulf the abnormal cells and along with foreign invaders and through phagocytosis. They can eat microorganism abnormal cancer, so the cancer cells are always abnormal. So these phagocytes are of two types, macrophages and neutrophils. Now let's come to the macrophages first. Macrophages are actually the monocytes, and they are found in the bone marrow, and they immediately leave in the blood, and they are transported to the area where they are needed, where we have pathogenic attack. Now, some organs we have like lungs, liver, spleen, lymph nodes and kidneys where the macrophages can exist. Now, if we look at the mode of action, these are the macrophages, and these macrophages, these are the pathogens. For example, they are bacteria. When they engulf the bacteria, they display some parts of the pathogen which not only trigger the specific immune system, but they also secrete a protein which is called as interleukin 1. This interleukin 1 not only activate the specific immune system or the third line of defense, but also it increase the body temperature response. When they come to the hypothalamus of the brain, which is a thermostat and which is responsible for the control of body temperature, it raises the temperature. And thus this interleukin not only performing these two functions, but it will also trigger the monocytes to convert into mature macrophages. So this is a model of action how the macrophages are doing. Inshallah, in the next lecture we will keep continuing the neutrophils, the NK cells, the protein cascadings, and temperature response, inflammatory response, and then the third line of defense. Hope that you people got a good understanding of today's lecture. Inshallah, see you in next lecture. Stay home, stay blessed, and Allah Hafiz.